Here, in the dense, humid environment of the Late Cretaceous, some 66 million years ago, a timeless drama is about to unfold. It is not the familiar story of predator and prey, but something altogether more complex, the ancient ritual of courtship. This is an Edmontosaurus, a vast, herbivorous creature of the floodplain. Her kind are known to undertake immense seasonal migrations. But this particular female, Edda, is in search of something more than a mere traveling companion. Her previous association with a pterodactyl had proven to be an evolutionary mismatch. The vast distances involved were a constant strain, and his instinct to offer regurgitated fish was, for a creature of her dietary persuasion, an insurmountable biological impasse. Her needs are now simple: a mate of compatible temperament, and perhaps one with a more practical reach. And here, the object of her attention, Tyrannosaurus Rex, the apex predator of his age, an animal defined by its power. But beneath the fearsome reputation, there lies a surprising vulnerability. There is a sense that others see only the teeth and the terrifying stature, not the individual within, who enjoys long, silent observations of the setting sun before consuming a triceratops. He is ready for a mate, and this female seems different. Her lack of immediate fear is, for him, a challenge. He has only until the great seasonal migration begins to win her affection. But a profound anatomical compromise, an evolutionary legacy millions of years in the making, may prove to be his greatest obstacle. This is a story of love on the very edge of extinction. Section 1. The first test in this difficult courtship is one of simple assistance, a gesture of provision and care. In a clearing, surrounded by the sounds of the Cretaceous swamp, the male attempts to move a heavy, petrified seat for the female. A seemingly simple task, but for a Tyrannosaurus, it is a biomechanical puzzle of immense proportions. His famous forelimbs, so small in relation to his enormous body, stretch out. His two-fingered hands struggle to find purchase on the solid stone. He believes he is on the verge of success, urging his companion not to move. His entire body strains, his powerful tail twitching with the effort, knocking over a nearby fern. The female appears unimpressed. She observes, quite coolly, that she could simply do it herself. He pauses, breathing heavily, but insists that a demonstration of his ability to provide is essential. He claims his arms, though compact, possess a deceptive, explosive strength. After one more futile attempt, his claws slip. He stumbles, his tiny arms windmilling, before he collides with a neighboring table. With a sigh, Edda stands and, with one hand, easily slides the heavy stone chair into place. No explosive strength was required. She wonders aloud if they can order, professing a hunger so great she could consume an entire cycad. The male attempts to compose himself, a portrait of wounded pride, a difficult start. If he cannot manage a chair, one must wonder how he will manage the complexities of a partnership. Section 2. Having failed the first test, the male must now attempt to reassert his competence. He will try to demonstrate sophistication by ordering a drink. A small, skittish compsognathous attendant approaches, offering fermented puddle water, or the house special, swamp gas in a coconut. Puffing out his chest, the Tyrannosaur dismisses the attendant, indicating that he and his lady shall peruse the menu. The menu, a heavy slab of slate, lands on the table with a thud. It presents an immediate and profound problem of parallax and reach. Edda notes that the ginkgo leaf salad sounds appealing and asks for his opinion. The male, seeing an opportunity for a shared experience, declares that he will read the options aloud so they may choose as one. He leans forward, his enormous head close to the stone. He squints. His arms, so short they cannot reach his own mouth, are utterly useless for lifting or repositioning the slab. He shifts his multi-ton body, trying to gain a better angle, his breath fogging the stone. Edda asks if there is a problem. Strained, he insists there is not, pretending to admire the menu's craftsmanship and robust font. He mutters about seeing a Bronto burger, before admitting it might simply be a crack in the stone. He asks if she could perhaps tilt it toward him, suggesting the glare from a nearby tar pit is to blame. Without effort, Edda lifts the entire menu and holds it before his eyes. Flustered but claiming clarity, he squints and declares that the swamp gas in a coconut sounds divine. He orders too. The refreshments arrive. The male, eager to recover his dignity, proposes a toast to new beginnings and a future where predator and prey can find common ground. He reaches for his coconut. His fingers wrap around the reed-like straw, but the drink itself is too heavy. He can only lift the straw an inch from the liquid. He is forced into an awkward, undignified posture, trying to lower his massive head to the straw, while his hand still holds it, a feat his neck cannot perform. Edda notes his difficulty, asking if he requires her to hold it for him, as one might for a hatchling. He immediately releases the straw, feigning nonchalance. He claims he was merely testing its structural integrity, as an unstable coconut could lead to a catastrophic spillage, and he would never risk besmirching her beautiful scales. He attempts a suave smile. It is a grimace of pure frustration. From seeding to sustenance, the challenges of his own anatomy are proving relentless. Section 3. This courtship is perilously close to collapse. The male requires a moment to display his value. That moment arrives when Edda remarks that her drink is a little bland and asks him to pass the Salt Lake shavings. A small bowl of salt crystals sits in the middle of the table. For him, it is a gulf that might as well be a continent. A moment of truth. Seizing the opportunity, he proclaims that her wish is his command. He stretches, every sinew straining. His fingertips, brushing the air inches from their target, find nothing. He mutters to his own reduced limbs, urging them to reach. He leans his whole body, his chin nearly dipping into his drink. His claws make contact. A faint tink, tink. He has touched it. Edda watches, mesmerized by the spectacle, and notes that he has almost got it. He insists he is not merely nudging, but commanding the bowl, claiming it is all in the wrist. He tries to curl his 2 fingers around it, but its diameter is too great. His claws scrape against the rock. He changes strategy, to slide it. He places a hand flat against the bowl and pushes. It moves an inch, then begins to tip. In his haste to correct its course with his other arm, he swings his massive head for counterbalance. His snout catches the edge of Ida's water-filled tortoise shell, sending a cascade of lukewarm water into her lap. She jumps up with a squawk. Panicked, the male blames a sudden tectonic shift and promises to attend to it. He flails, his small hands merely smearing the water. In the chaos, he makes solid contact with the salt shaker. It soars through the air before landing in the open mouth of the sleeping Gorgosaurus, who swallows it whole with a confused snort. The clearing falls silent. Dripping, Edda stares at him. She pointedly asks about his earlier claims of his provider status, noting that he cannot even provide salt. Utterly defeated, the Tyrannosaur can only explain that the bowl possessed a surprisingly high center of gravity. He has officially entered the extinction zone. One wonders if this encounter can be saved, or if it is destined to become just another fossil record of failure. Section 4. In a final, desperate act, the male resorts to the most ancient of strategies, a courtship display. He stands up abruptly, knocking his own chair over with a loud crash. He declares that where words have failed and gestures have been misinterpreted, he will now speak the language of the soul, dance. Edda is mortified, begging him not to, fearing he might give the salt-swallowing Gorgosaurus a reason to be unwell. Undeterred, he tells her to prepare to be mesmerized by the dance of dominance and devotion. He begins. It is a dance that should showcase strength and dexterity, a complex sequence of sweeping arm gestures, percussive claps, and dramatic pointing. But for this Tyrannosaurus, it is a performance of pure futility. What should be grand, sweeping gestures are reduced to mere twitches. The powerful clap connects only with the air, his hands missing each other by a foot. The dramatic pointing results only in him poking his own rib cage. He looks less like a dominant predator and more like a creature in the grip of a seizure. Peeking through her fingers, Ida asks if he is all right, or if he is afflicted by a parasite. Still dancing, he insists that this is the crescendo, the part where his raw magnetic power becomes undeniable. For the grand finale, he is supposed to beat his chest. He brings his little arms up and begins to thump his massive torso. The sound is not a mighty boom, but a pathetic pitter-patter. He strikes a final pose, breathing heavily, looking utterly ridiculous. A painful silence hangs in the humid air. Lowering her hands, her face a perfect mask of pity, Edda tells him that she appreciates the effort, but she thinks they are from different eras. His face falls. He protests that the display is supposed to guarantee a mate. His father had told him so. Edda dryly inquires if his father's mate perhaps suffered from impaired vision. Desperation takes hold. His voice cracking, he begs her not to go, to see the real him, not defined by the length of his appendages. He vows to do anything for her. He has one last gesture to make, an act of submission, of supplication. He tries to get down on one knee, but the biomechanics of a multi-ton bipedal dinosaur do not allow for such things. He gets halfway down, his leg trembling, and then his center of gravity betrays him. He teeters, his arms pinwheeling uselessly, and with a slow, inexorable, and deeply undignified groan, he falls over sideways. Crash! The impact shakes the clearing. He is on his side, legs kicking feebly. Like a great turtle flipped onto its back, he is stranded, helpless. Edda stands over him and observes that he has, in fact, proven one thing. From the floor, his voice small, he asks what that might be. She replies that he has proven she will definitely have to settle the bill. She calmly walks around his flailing body and heads for the counter, not looking back. Conclusion. And so, this encounter ends. An anatomical legacy, 66 million years in the making, has thwarted the most powerful of instincts. For this Tyrannosaurus, love has not conquered all. He has been defeated, not by a rival, but by his own evolutionary inheritance. His quest for a mate has, for now, hit rock bottom.